Hello everyone, hope you are doing good in the pandemic situation and staying safe. Today in this video I would show you how to integrate an headless CMS with the React.js app. The headless CMS that we choose is STR API. So STR API was basically developed as a bootstrap for API and then it got evolved into an headless CMS. So what do you mean by headless CMS? So all the content that you author and publish can be retrieved via APIs, and that is called as headless CMS. And it is very common today within the developers, and it is embraced highly by the developers to use STR API as an headless CMS. So in this video I would show you how to set up an STR API app, author the content, and then use that content to build a React.js login form. Okay, so I use Microsoft Visual Studio Code as my IDE, and so here I have an STR API app. So to quickly create an STR API app, what you could do is you could use the npx create STR API app with a project name, and then you can issue quick start. So once you do this, you will have an STR API app that is created, which is a Node.js app, and you need to make a note of two key JavaScript files in this within the config directory. One is the database.js and the other one is server.js, where you will be configuring the host and port name, and the database.js you will be configuring your database. So STR API today supports few databases like Redis, Postgres, MySQL and Mongo, and you have the choice to choose among the database that you want to use. So once you are done, you will be good to go, and you can start start the STR API app either using npm run develop or using npm start. So very similar to this, let me so you can use npm run develop, which will call internally the STR API develop command, or you can use npm start, which will call STR API start. The key difference is you need to use STR API develop to create the components in the content management system that you require and that you will be using in production, where you will be structuring the component. But when you use STR API start via npm start, you cannot modify the contents. It will be running in the production mode, where you will be able to access and modify the contents within the component. You cannot do any basic form of structuring when you run it in the production mode using STR API start. So that is the key difference. So now I have the STR API server running by issuing the command npm run develop, which internally makes a call STR API develop. Okay, so with that being said, so we have an STR API server that is up and running in the development mode, which you can access it using localhost 1337. So let me issue http localhost 1337/admin, and this will prompt for a login. This is taking a little slow. Since I've already logged in, it took me to the home page, and so this is where you will be creating all your content. So you need to use content type builder, and you can either create a new collection type or you can create a new single type. The difference is, if you create a new collection type, the component that you create can hold array of elements, and if you create it as a new single type, it'll be just a single element, like a single JSON object. Okay, so now I have a component called login that is created. So within the login component, you have a username label, password label, and logo image, so which will be used within the web login form, and that can customize the labels for username, password, and logo image. So you can create it, and once you click save and publish, this will get published. So let me quickly show you how to create a new collection. So I'm just clicking, so I'll give a new login form, just click continue. You need two text fields, one to hold the username label, the other to hold the password label. I just create text, username label, and I'm clicking add another field, password label, and just adding another field for logo image. Just do media logo URL. Okay, not logo URL, logo image. You're done. Just click finish. So it has new login form with all those 3 fields. Just click save. This will save, and so meanwhile when this happens, I will show you how we have structured our React.js app. As most of you might know how to create a React.js app. So let me go here. Sorry. So you can use the create React app command to create a new React.js project, and for this demo I have used a React.js functional component. So I have created the app using create React app command, and this is the structure of my React.js project. I have 2 files, app.js and index.js, and app.js is the key where I have my login form design, and index.js is the bootstrap React component which will be embedding other components. Within app.js I have the root component, which is the div within which I have a form component, and the form component is rendered by this method. And I have used React hooks to hold the state of the object, and these 3 are the key elements: the username label, password label, and logo image. It is initialized with the React state with an empty value, and it will fetch the first time when the screen is loaded. It will fetch the data from the content management system, and it will update the username label, password label, and logo image. So so to integrate the str API with your React.js app, it is very simple how you make API calls to your backend API. So the same way you need to use the str API APIs, the str API component APIs, to fetch content from the content management system. So use fetch, and within fetch you will be passing the URL which will download the content from your CMS. So we have created a login component, right? So if you see, we have this login components created now. Let me get this opened. So we have a logins component created, and within this login component I have given value for username label, which is user ID, password label, which is secret key, and then you have the logo image. Okay, so once you have configured the value for username label, password label, and the logo, just go ahead and click save. Once it will save, you will have the publish button that will be enabled. Click publish. The content would be in the published state. So you can expose the content either via in an authenticated mode, where the APIs have to be authenticated to provide the value or to provide the content, or it can be a public content without authentication. So you can manage that within the settings. So just go to settings, and you will have the roles. So if you want the login components to be given as a public role, just go to public, just go down here, and you will have all the components that you have created, or all the contents that you have created login. So what are the APIs that you want to be accessible without authentication? So you can select that and you can click save. This would get saved. Okay, so now that we have this login form created and we have the content created, so what I'll do is I'll go back to my React app. So I'll go back to the React app, and if you could see, right, so we have the API to fetch the contents from the login form, and then we are setting that with within the username label, password label, and logo image. So, and that is used in the field reference label, both for username and password, and we are using an image element to render the logo, and this is called as logo image. So from the backend, it will provide the image URL, and that we are setting it in the logo image state component. So once this is done, and once you run the React app, so it will render the form with the logo, username label, and password label from the content management system. Okay, so now I go to the React tab. Okay, so if you could see, there is a logo, there is a user name label, and there is a password label which is given as user ID and secret key. So the first time it will take time to load because it has to make an API call to the backend content management system, and then it needs to render the value. But we can overcome this by either using a content delivery network like Akamai or Azure CDN in between the content management system and between your content management system and the React app. So now we will see how to modify the values and see how this is getting refreshed. So go to the content management system, select the login content, do an edit. So I'm changing username label to username, user space name, and then password with an 8 character. Okay, and I'll also change the logo. I'll do a replace media. I'll go to my download section and I will choose this as my new logo. Okay, I'm just finishing it. Now you have the logo, just save it. So it is saved and it gets automatically published, so you don't have to worry about it. Now go back to the React app, then click refresh. As I said, it will take time, and if you see, now the new logo has been updated and the label for username and password got changed. So this is how we would be integrating a content management system with the React.js app. So you can play with it, and this helps in a lot of ways, and this helps reduce the developer effort in changing the contents within the React.js app. So imagine a situation where without a content management system, if you want to dynamically make change to the labels or to the images within the React.js app, you have to modify the React.js app by changing the labels, and then you need to take a build and do a redeployment again. But with content management system, so you don't have to worry about it. It is all managed dynamically, and once you manage the content, it gets automatically reflected in your website. So thanks for watching this video. Please share your comments about this video in the YouTube channel. Thank you.